Ooh, chapter 7, man. Slayer. So I'm starting to wonder how many chapters there are. Finally you arrive at Borisgard, where the walls stretch for miles in both directions and are littered with the bodies of Dredge, Varl and men. "Excuse the mess," shouts a voice from above the gates. Looking up, you spy a striking Varl, his face wreathed with matted black hair. Movement at the gates catches your eye. Dredge are still banging on the gate doors, without luck. "Let us in," you shout. Sigbjörn pushes past. "I won't be hearing the end of this for a while," he says, before yelling. "Open up, Bulwark! They dug me out of Reinevik." You hear a laugh echoing on the wind as the doors creak. A dozen armed men, led by the massive Varl, make quick work of the dredge and usher you into the city. Nice. Yeah. You may be interested to know they brought a mender. Ooh, he's pretty big. That's a nice polar bear fur you have there. You didn't go to get a mender. Where's the mead? Okay, he's pissed. Sigbjörn shrugs apologetically. "I guess the mender will do. Either we've got a chance now or we're completely screwed." Yeah, I like his attitude too. Bulwark. "I'm Rook. We've come a long ways. Some as far as Skogar. Are you in charge here?" "In charge of the governor, I suppose." "Listen, if you have something to tell him, say it now. Otherwise, you're on your own." "I don't care where you go, but stirring up trouble is probably the only reason you'll see me again. It won't be to talk. Mender, come along. We're going to see the governor." Bulwark and Sigbjörn leave with Eyvind, who goes willingly, signaling that he's fine. Fan. This is just like Frostweller all over again. Stop with the freaking Frostweller stuff. I never went into Frostweller. This is nothing like Frostweller. One in bearskin is probably leading the ravens. Ravens? Is that good or bad? It depends on who they're working for. Hopefully it really is the governor and not someone trying to strong-arm their way into his seat. Oh, sorry. Oof. My voice. I guess we wait for Eyvind to tell us, if he comes back. I'm not worried about Eyvind. I'm worried about the army of refugees we brought who don't belong here. Yes, that's true. You're probably right. Nobody ever uttered a nice thing about Borisgard. So what now? We ought to go to the docks and see what our options are, in case we need to leave quickly. Did you notice the city guards when we came in? What guards? I have a feeling the ravens are all they got left. Something serious went down. And when Bellower gets here, he's going to walk right through this place without even breaking his stride. Let's keep that to ourselves for now. So, the docks. Docks Market. So what time is it? Okay. Well, I still have time. If anybody has played this before, who's in chat, knows if this... how far are we from... what kind of game time can we expect? Because I'm thinking of pressing on a bit. Otherwise I'll have to try to finish this on Monday. We'll see. One renown get one supply, great. +1 will per kill, 2 strength deflected. That's a pretty decent ring you got there. Iron bands. It's a pretty useless item you got there. Well, I guess we're going to the docks then. Or maybe we should buy that supplies, but come on. 2-day supplies, who cares? Starve for 1 day or starve for 2 days. Right. Maybe like an hour depending on how you do in the final battle. Okay, so we're close. Damn. In that case we're pressing on. Finishing it today. This is the last chapter. Nice. Then we are pressing on. When you get to the docks, your heart sinks. Not a long ship to be seen, aside from wrecks. Bodies float on the water. Buildings are trashed and boarded up. What happened here, murmurs Alette. They're all gone, says Eyvind, approaching alone. I see you had the same thought as me. What was that? Eyvind, you're okay. I'm fine. It wasn't a lie. The governor's here. He's in hiding. Why? Since the dredge started appearing, anyone with a ship and half a wit left long ago. People can't leave by foot. Food is scarce, the markets are bare. Borsgard is a fire keg waiting for someone to tip it over. So the governor's paying the ravens to protect him against his own people. And keep the peace, so to speak. It's more like a massacre anytime there's a hint of an uprising. Where does that leave us? Screwed, as usual. I promised him the Mender's protection in Arborang. I don't think he's very popular there. They're going to start tearing this place down to build new ships. We can ride the Ormsa River all the way to the capital. Leaving another perfectly good city behind. How long will it take to build new ships? Hold on, what will happen to the people living in Borsgard? What will happen to the people we left all along the way from Skoger? Come on, be serious. It's the best I could do, Alette. He thought it could take as long as a month. We'll be so starved. You don't usually make ships out of scrap lumber. As soon as people figure out what's going on, there's going to be riots in the streets. A month? Why bother? Bellower will be here within the week, if not sooner. I'm open to suggestions. Gods be damned. Is there no end to this? Ivor roars in frustration, leaving you standing by the docks. Alette gives you a worried look before chasing after him. Eyvind. What do we do about Bellower? Eyvind says nothing for a moment. I don't know. Great. Let's talk to Ivor. You find Ivor standing on the city walls overlooking the fields outside. The Dredge are keeping their distance but continue to gather. I'm okay, Rook. Ivor cuts you off before he can say anything. You know he's been through worse. Just feels like someone should cut us a break every now and then. If we want to be standing a month from now, we're going to have to be prepared. What did you have in mind? First off, our clansmen need a place to stay. They'll get torn to pieces out in the streets. I'll keep an eye on the dredge up here. If they break through the walls, we're done for, so we'll have to keep them back. Could always use a hand with that. We need to know who's controlling what to make sure we get our cut. Food's going to become scarce. Become scarce. And when they start building those ships, we're going to have to keep people away. What a damn mess. I'll do what I can. Not a very nice situation. Ivor explains. I'm leading attacks with Eyvind every time the dredge get too close to the gates. Listen, we're going to lose fighters and Varl every day like this. I don't need to tell you what happens if nobody's manning this wall. We could always use help. You consider what you want to do now, knowing that any of these tasks will likely take a full day. Find a safe place for the caravan to stay, join Ivor in defending the walls, find a source for supplies, help down at the docks. Put Krumer in charge of leading the warriors. Try to get some rest. Shit. We're gonna find a place for the caravan to stay, so they don't get torn up in the streets like Ivor said. The entire caravan is spread out in the streets where they're attracting attention. Yeah, 500 people. We could look for a public house, suggest a let, like Frostweller. Like Frostweller? We never went into Frostweller! Stop it with the Frostweller bullshit. You figure that if you made camp in the open, you could at least keep everyone together. Or with people leaving the city recently, there might be abandoned houses you could squat in. Yeah, abandoned houses. Gather in the public rest house. Make camp in open space. Look for abandoned houses. We become squatters. Nice. With all the people that fled from Borsgard when the dredge arrived, you figure there must be abandoned houses around. Sure enough, a few turn up, which will keep people out of the weather. They express concerns over safety. A house full of women and children is sure to draw some attention. Yeah. Leave some fighters to guard the house. We have 41 fighters. But we have to have guards. Take volunteers to watch over the houses. Mostly the older or wounded fighters who wouldn't be much help against the dredge anyway. Hopefully they won't be missed on the walls, but you feel better knowing that your clansmen will be that much safer, yes. 20 fighters. Okay. No clansmen died, but like, oh shit, we don't have any fighters left. Talk to Ivor. Ivor points out the dredge along the wall. There's a lot more of them, and they're getting braver, he says. We lost a fair number of fighters since yesterday. We could use your help if there's nobody left to defend the walls. One of your clansmen from the caravan finds you. Just wanted to tell you that everything seems to be fine, he says, regarding the people in the caravan. There was a little scuffle with some looters, but the fighters you left sorted everything out. Awesome. Yes. You know, Ivor's gonna have to manage the wall, because we need to get supplies so people don't starve to death. Put Krumer in charge of leading the warriors. Find a source of supplies. Yeah, we lost all the fighters in yesterday. Well, 20 of them are guarding the houses and 20 died, so yeah. Go figure. I checked around, Oddleif tells you, and nobody has food or they won't part with it for a fair price, and our medicine has been gone for days. They're either gouging the prices or it's just plain gone. She doesn't say it, but you can tell this is going to be a serious problem. Tell the caravan to start rationing tighter. Yeah, we have one supply, dude. Track down the ravens and see what they know. The ravens must have supplies, right? Shake down the places. No, we're not shaking anyone down. Scour the city for anyone willing to sell. No. Track down the ravens and see what they know. They have to be sitting on supplies, right? Whoa, what the hell was that about? What is that sound? A loud sense as you approach the walls this morning. A loud pounding emanates from where Ivor stands looking out onto the dredge. We've got problems, Rook, shouts Ivor. Nothing but wounded and dead fighters left, and the dredge know it. Ivor's clothes are soaked in blood and he looks haggard. You hear a loud crack from below. They're coming, says Eyvind. He brings lightning down on the crowded dredge, but they regroup relentlessly. The gates shudder and crack. What do we do? Shouts Alette. Alert the ravens, ambush them as they enter. Try to stop them at the gate. Man, how am I supposed to win a battle without fighters? For some reason the fighters have been starving to death, but the clansmen have been surviving. Man. Ambush them as they enter. What do they care? Try to stop them at the gate then. The gates buckle before you can reach them. Nice. Krumer's already standing there with his warhammer ready. Come on, he shouts as they pour forth. He takes down 3 huge stone guard before they pile onto him and he falls to their relentless blows laughing. Idiot. Others will have to deal with the dredge who are now spreading through the city. Unless the flow is stopped, you'll be overwhelmed. You drive the dredge back, but the gates are too battered to close properly. Suddenly you find yourself face to face with an army. Nice. And we don't get the benefit of his company as well. Okay, great. Eyvind, you're gonna have to do a lot of work, I think. This is not looking very good. '21 defense. Bunch of slingers. Right. Yeah, we're gonna have to try to get through this somehow. I don't remember how far he can shoot. Too many slingers. Actually, maybe... Yeah, please no spoilers, but it's just... How many fights are left, that's fine. Because I'm trying to plan for time here. But yeah, I have time, I can do it, I think. Man. Oh, he has 18 attack. Great, now I notice. What's the order of battle here? Oh, he moves first. Well, we have 8 in defense, so I guess we're gonna match you. Blow for blow there. Just get Gunnulf into position, he would be very useful. He can't actually... Oh, nice, he's blocked there. Awesome, then we're gonna run up to him. Smash his face in. They're gonna break my armor so quick, but yeah, can't help. Can't be helped. Okay. Run up and impale him. And he can't go anywhere. Ha. Let me think. Would really like to throw a lightning bolt here now. Fortunately, Eyvind is very far back in order. Yeah, I see them, but I should have put Eyvind in the front, but no. So, how about some armor break on you? Oops. Let. As usual, Alette can't get where she needs to be. We should give her quicker movement, I guess. Good armor break there. Oh, we can't get in the range. Crap. Why not? He will move. Then Eyvind's turn. I guess we're gonna keep you back then. Rest. Oh yeah, we have to move him. Now Eyvind, you, let's see. What's the range? Should be able to hit from this range. One, two, three, four, five, six, or 5. Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, just about. Him, and maybe him. Right? So how do we hit him? I'm not gonna be in range, or am I? Shit, I might just leave him exposed and not get a shot off. I'm gonna have to take a chance. Nice. So I think you. Only 2. Crap. So maybe we could get him as well. 5 damage. Yes, please. Ouch, Ivor. Ivor's gonna go down. Attack, it's okay. Oh shit, I forgot. Sorry about that, Ivor. You're gonna get some exploding stuff. That's a bit sad. Standing on a landmine. Okay. Let me shoot him first. Yeah, we're gonna have to try to save Eyvind. Can't really do it though. If you mark that guy, Trygve hits too. Yeah, you're right, but now it's too late. Too late. So Eyvind is gonna go down anyway, I think. Ouch! I ran straight into that. Ooh. Not going so well. What can you do? You can basically only hit him. Let's do that. Could kill him. That would push him. That would push that slinger to the front, and he would definitely kill Eyvind. So no, let's not do that. Let's injure him severely instead, like we do in this game. Uh-oh. Gun off. Gun off could run up and one-shot him. Here's the next move, then this dude. Couldn't Gunolf just run up, and how many can we hit? 4 adjacent enemies. So we could run up and hit 3, right? Yeah. I think so. Oh, but I can't actually get... can only get 2 hit Tempest. I could kill 2 slingers though. I think. Nice. Eyvind, you are in a bit of a pickle, so let's actually run back and use your mend ability. 2 armor. So let's see, 3 attack. He's a bit low now there. We can't really do anything else than kill this dude. Let's do it. They're gonna pick on poor Gunnar. Oh. Nice. .11 attack. Well, we can deal with 11 attack. I think it's okay. I think we're gonna go for the slinger. This must be the most irritating music so far in the game. Otherwise it's been very good. Run to your death. It's pretty good actually because he blocks, gives him a little bit of protection. So, what to do? 11, 15. Man, we have to run up all the way here to get a shot off. Ouch. What's next? He is. Maybe we should bring him down a bit. If we stand here, we're gonna be blocking. No, it's okay. Four armor, I think that's pretty decent. Uh-oh. Oh, useless attack. Right, so Gunolf is a bit blocked. That's not so good. He could run up and hit Rook. But what we want to do is wait for him to actually mend. Fix his armor. I think we're gonna do that. Can he run up and hit us? Yeah, he can. Crap. It's a bit cowardly, but maybe we should run behind Rook actually. I think we're gonna do that. He'll run up, hit Rook. That's fine. Eyvind is going to mend. Normal... what? Wait. Restores allies armor equal to half of Mender's current willpower, and then we have what? Mend 2. Plus 1 armor, plus 2 armor. So we either get plus 2 armor or plus maximum 4 armor. I guess. Bastard. Hits him. I think so. Enjoy your 6-point armor break. Ouch! Oh shit. What was that about? Oh yeah, he had 13 strength. Nice. Fail. Now it's his turn. Okay. Well, we're gonna have to do the damage where we can. He's gonna run up and hit a let, probably. Really relying on Gunnout right now to do this. We could, I guess, stand in the way. Break his armor down a bit. 2 points. Let's can shoot him instead. Let's do that. How many points do we need to bring his armor down? 3 points. Let's do that. Rook's turn. Gonna move out of the way, and he's going to... oh wait, no, we can't mark. There's no point. So we're going to take your armor down. Hey, why did you do that? Crap. What am I thinking? I'm losing it. 7 damage, that's nice. How much damage could you do to him? 6. Yeah, more important to take him down. Seven damage. Bastard. So we're gonna one-shot him. Who's next? These dudes. summoner. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna mend, I guess. Ooh, 11. Nasty. It's not gonna give much. One point, that's all. Hey, no! Rook! Why? That can kill him, I guess. Or Tryggvi could do... No, we couldn't. So Tryggvi... I can't kill him either, okay. Because in that case, he'll get a free turn. Oh, Chalette. Oh. Ah, we're gonna be 1 point away from actually killing him. That sucks. Just because we lost strength now. There's nothing we can do, right? 9 attack too. Which means we should probably go after him instead. And we're gonna have to take on one more dredge. Fortunately we have 20 attack here, so that's fine. He can do 2 damage to us, that does not bother me much. Oh, just out of range, nice. Two attack or 3 attack. 2 attack is enough. Settle for that. Bastard. We don't want to move into those squares there, so Well, I screwed up a lot in this battle, to be honest. Heroes next. I want to move close to that area. Don't want to move Eyvind into range either. So I don't really have just one more step and I can actually hit him, I guess. Nice, but yeah, not the smoothest ride. Ooh, all that renown. We can buy those non-existing supplies. Somehow you managed to defeat the dredge long enough for the ravens to reinforce the battered gates. You slip back into town, leaving a fresh pile of corpses outside the walls. Hopefully they'll think twice before the next assault. Unfortunately, it takes you a while to mop up the dredge wandering the streets. A fair number of clansmen die trying to protect themselves before you can fell the last brute. Minus 112 clansmen, are you kidding me? So screwed. Yeah, I'll be right back in like two minutes. Oh, man. Market. Map. Where are my heroes? There are my heroes. Rook is injured. Ivor, ouch. Ivor, most important character. -3 strength, are you kidding me? $16 supplies. No fighters. No Earle. What can I do? Can I upgrade? I could upgrade a let. I think I'm gonna do that. We need all the extra firepower we can get. Yeah, that's about what we'll be able to do, I think. I don't think I'm gonna buy supplies because, honestly, dredge are still appearing by the hundreds, says Ivor, but they haven't approached the gates since we drove them back. They're waiting for something, says Eyvind, or someone. Dad, there's a riot at the docks. A lad runs up to you, out of breath. They're trying to smash up the boats. When you calm her down, she says the ravens are there, but she's worried that things could get out of hand. Really? That's why it's called a riot, dear. You consider what you want to do now, knowing that any of these tasks will likely take a full day. Try to get some rest or investigate the riots down by the dock. Oh. When you get down to the docks, it's pandemonium. Few work on the ships now as the ravens stand over bodies of people while a huge crowd roars in anger. Bulwarks' axes are covered in blood. What happened? You shout, pushing your way through the rioters. Well, guess. What do you think would happen? Responds Bulwark coolly. Didn't take them long to figure out we were building ships right under their noses, and they can't have one. You gonna lend a hand or just stand around? I should have rested. Try to calm people down, yeah. Now. I know you're very disappointed you're going to die. However... Oh, crap. Yeah, well, it's the only thing we can do. You brandish your axe low and try to find a voice over the chaos. It goes wrong quickly when one of the riders gets a quick jab in, smashing across the bridge of the nose. Of your nose. Man. Covering your face in blood, the last thing you remember is falling backward. Nice. By the time you regain consciousness, the ride is finally being driven off. Won't save you next time, you hear Bulwark say. This one's free. You stagger back to the wall with a new injury. Oh, hello. So screwed. So I guess we have a new injury. Actually, we're healed. Nice. This morning, says Ivor, I saw him. Bellower's here. He won't be long now. Eyvind leans silently on his staff nearby. You consider what you want to do now. Try to get some rest. With everything going on, you find yourself completely exhausted. You go off on your own and try to find a place to get some sleep. You slumber poorly, waking several times in a panic. Eventually you give up, only slightly more alert. Nice. At least the clansmen are very slow to starve to death. Ivor, you begin. Can we really keep this up? Ivor looks like he hasn't slept for days. We've lost a lot of fighters, he mumbles. The weight of the situation is crushing. Then, from far in the distance, you hear a horn. And Gandalf, the White, comes riding down... No, okay. Dredge don't use horns, it occurs to you. Eyvind appears at your side just as a long caravan of people come into view, Dredge turning to attack them. Who is that, you ask? It can't be, says Eyvind. He runs toward the gates, shouting. You see their banners? It's Hakon. As you wonder how they got here, the gates are heaved open. And you charge onto the field, clearing a path through Dredge. Now, Eyvind is, pretty useful sometimes. But man... Yeah, it's pretty useful. Let's keep him. Let's keep him. Does it have to be slingers, though? 1, 2, wow, 5, 7 slingers. Really now. Please, game. Let me move my soldiers. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, exactly. If they line up, we'll see. We're gonna have to figure about these guys as well. Should have put Gunnulf in the earlier in the turn, but yep. Dredge Scourge. Oh, he gets to move first. Great. I have to make sure he can't attack Gunnulf. Run up here. That should do it. Okay, not my best positioning. Okay. These dudes get to move. So we have to do something about him. We don't have that many. We basically have Rook and Alette to do that, so well, we're gonna have to rely on them. Using all that willpower immediately. Well, what can we do? So, Rook, you and Alette are going to have to deal with this dude. How can we best achieve that? You break the armor down, Alette shoots them very hard in the face, I guess. That helped. Well, I could run up and smash him. Don't think he can shoot that far. Actually gonna do that. Man, slingers. Eyvind, Can you do anything useful? Guess you could lightning strike. Okay, so who kills who here? Do we take you out or you out? Trygve moves next. We just lost a chance for him to reach the slingers. That was no good, but in that case we'll go down and kill you. For you can summon, leaving our archers to be able to take positions. Looks like a lightning bolt waiting to happen. So, do we impale this dude? Actually, Rook and Alette are going to take care of him, so... Yes, let's armor break him a bit. Yeah, but that's good. We're gonna run up. Shoot him. Kill him. So Gunnulf can run up and one-shot him. Then people are gonna start throwing stuff at him, but yeah. Hey, we have a mender, so, you know, it's fine. Right. How about getting a shot off at them? By the way. We don't want to stand there, so... Doesn't give a damn. Trygve gets the move, and yeah, would have been nicer if he could have gotten to one of those dudes. But if he does, he won't get an impale anyway, so I guess. Let's kill him. Oh, crit. Rook can't get into position. can if he stands next to one of those exploding things. That seems like a bad idea. I just want Gunnoff to run straight in here and mow them down. Let's see if we can do that. Yeah. Ooh, we can get 2, I guess. It's better than nothing. Or maybe we can't. Well, no, it's... Ooh, yeah, maybe we can only get 1. Yeah, this is a dead space, I think. Yep. Crap. That's too bad. In that case, we should probably... Yeah, actually, just move up and slam this dude. Pretty simple. Eyvind, no. Eyvind will move back here, and then he will mend. Yeah, a diagonal hit. It's just not there. 5 damage to him. 7 damage. Make a difference. We can't hit them in 1 turn anyway, and then they're gonna run away, so... Right, so now finally we can start. Ooh, it's so nice to get. So yeah, not diagonally, so only 2 of them, okay. Okay, we can do like this. We're gonna impale you. We're gonna bleed all over the place. Rook's gonna end your miserable existence. Oh, wait. Damn it, we could have thread. No, actually, we weren't close enough, I think. Ouch. Yeah. Unfortunate, but not wholly unexpected. Mend, you fraud. So where the heck did those bombs drop? Just, oh yeah, right there where we're standing. Nice. Dash your skull in. All those slingers. Juno. I wasn't sure I'd ever see you again, Eyvind. She smiles and they embrace. Eyvind is completely taken aback, as though he doesn't dare believe she's real. I'm sorry I couldn't make it to Segerholm. I ran into problems. Problems is putting it lightly. There's a mile-wide canyon practically splitting the world in two over those hills. Great. Couldn't find a place to cross. Worse, dredge are practically falling out of it like blood from a wound. They're not coming from the north anymore. They're everywhere. We noticed. Glad to see you made it out alive, Ingvar. I take it the others didn't. Hakon became quiet, then he motions toward Juno. She got across somehow. Found her out cold for a second time since leaving Strand. We need every axe we can get right now. Bellower is here. Gods be damned. I thought I was free of that menace. I will deal with Bellower. Come on, no need to tempt him by standing out here. Okay. Hakon's caravan enters the city, fighting off waves of dredge as they go. To your relief, hundreds of skilled warriors are now safely in Borsgard, yes. 280 varl, yes. 315 supplies. Man, I could have used that a while ago. Hakon joins you on the wall with his personal bodyguard, Moger, my favorite shield banger. Behind him, the Prince Ludin stands alone, looking miserable, with his miserable little mustache. I have one last trip to make. I need this one to come with me, she says, pointing to you. I'm sorry, Eyvind. You must wait for me one last time. Do not let the city fall before I return. It takes everything within Eyvind's power to hold back, but he does. Living the lie. She turns to you. Rook, come with me. We'll return in 2 days, maybe less if you're as quick as you look. Tell anyone who needs to know. We'll be slaughtered out there, or where and why? Not far, says Juno. She pauses and something shifts in your vision for just a moment. I know it's hard, she says, her voice filling your head. And you've already been through a lot. As she speaks again, the rest of the world melts away. But you're needed. You can't find the words to argue, you witch. Witch! The smallest caravan ever. You don't remember leaving the city, but here you are, walking through an unfamiliar ground behind Juno. You're alone, aside from hundreds of dredge, who are all facing toward an enormous stone head. The hairs on the back of your neck stand up. I like his confident gait. Bloody stone singer. Okay. We're at the Godstone of Stravs. You glance around nervously, but the dredge didn't seem to hear her. It's okay, you can speak. Softly. Is this where you're going to sacrifice me? Yes. No. Juno smiles. What could have come across as profoundly creepy looks sincere instead. No, the dredge cannot see us. To be more precise, they can see us, but I've convinced them to be unconcerned. I can understand your apprehension, though. Who are you? I wish we'd had time for a proper introduction. My name is Juno. I'm on the Mender Council. You met Eyvind, my apprentice. Living a lie. How are you doing these things, controlling minds? I thought Menders built things and healed wounds. You are right. Menders do these things. Some of us still practice the teachings given to the Loom Mother's first creations. We are called Valka. I believe I am the only one who can influence another's mind. Then why not take control of Bellower? I learned the talent to heal minds, not control them, though even some Valka have trouble believing this. Taking control of Bellower. It is the difference between convincing a child to sit still and telling a starving bear to stop being hungry. The truth is, we're rarely a match for Sunder anymore. Our advantage is that we can train more Valka. It is also our weakness. The Valka pass on and lose their knowledge, while the Sunder simply grow older and more powerful. Bellower is both immortal and beyond my influence. To a point. Here it comes. Then how do we stop him? Human sacrifice. The God of Secrets will play a part, as will you. Yeah, burn the witch. Right, what are we doing out here? Do you know of the god Stravs? Few know this stone exists, even among those who have lived their whole lives in Borsgard. While Dengler deals in fortune, Stravs taught men the value of trade in a different way. He showed them it has a consequence, two sides of the same coin. See the silver in the stone? The gales up here wear away the stone, but the metal remains. We need a piece of this silver. The god Stravs is wreathed by imagery of silver weapons. The myths say he traded those weapons to the gods, and they used them to kill each other. Those who seek out the stone call him the god of trade. The Menders call him the god of secrets. He was both. So, why are we surrounded by dredge? They seem to be drawn to the Godstone. There are many things we don't know about Stravs. Maybe they see him as a patron, or it is an attraction they cannot explain. The Stravs have something to do with that serpent in Einartoft. What was that thing? I cannot say. Can't? I have my suspicions, but until I've had time at the Mender libraries, it would be unwise to speculate. Yeah, because it's not like we're gonna die or something. For all our knowledge, it always seems as though we know little. Imagine how the rest of us feels. On the contrary, the less people know, the more certain they tend to be. Then you haven't met an academic in your life. Juno waits patiently for your reply. Why did you pick me? Why didn't you take Eyvind or Hakon? You don't even know me. I apologize for putting you in danger. Eyvind must keep Borsgard from falling while we are away. And if something goes wrong here, I need to be certain one of us makes it back alive. I saw the thoughts of each person when I arrived at Borsgard. You were the only one I knew would return. What do you mean? You would find your way back to Alette, no matter what. Let's get what we need and go. Indeed, you'll need to dislodge at least a fistful of the metal. We will forge it into an arrow to slay Belor. Oh, great. Wait, after everything you told me. Make a magic arrow to shoot Belor. That's all it takes. Why didn't you do that a long time ago? Juno gets a faraway look in her eyes. No, that is not all it takes. What I tell you now must not be repeated. The arrow will not kill Belor. Even if it were to strike his heart, he has no physical weakness. But it will sow doubt in his mind. When it pierces him, I will help him to believe that he is dying. The rest of you will convince him of it with sword and axe. Oh, nice. Everyone who fights at your side must believe it to be true. You're going to trick him into thinking he's dead. That is the most insane. He really can't be killed? No. Someday he will awaken and realize he's not dead. I imagine he will be quite upset. First we must make the arrow. Focus on the task at hand. She looks knowingly at the godstone, waiting for you to start climbing. Which? Rook, I am not certain how the dredge will react when you do this. And behind us is a sudden drop. And there is also the pit of magma and and the snakes. So be careful. Yes. Oh, I will be careful, no doubt. Approaching the back of the stone, you start to climb, looking for a loose piece of the silver vein. Even without looking out onto the dredge, you can feel each sinister face watching you closely. Held back only by Juno's influence. Panic races through your blood. Alright. Try to quickly wrench out the nearest chunk. Climb higher where it may be easier to remove. Okay, let's wrench out the nearest chunk. Adrenaline surges through your body as you pull on a half-buried piece of ore. You have no idea how far the silver might go into the rock, and you strain against the sharp stone, shredding the skin of your hands. Suddenly it pulls free and you careen off the godstone, bruising your ribs as you land hard on the ground. You can hear agitated dredge start to shuffle in one big mass. Get up, whispers Juno just as you black out. Oh, come on. When you awake, you find yourself back in Borsgard. The silver ore still clenched tightly in your fist, in your first. Man, the spelling mistakes in this. Your whole body aches. Alette holds you tightly when she notices you're awake. Juno smiles at the reunion and tells you, take this time with your daughter. Find a smith who can fashion an arrow from that silver. I have other things to which I must attend, but meet me on the walls when you're done. Crafters Market Heroes. Still playing, yeah. We are trying to beat the game today. We're very close, I think. We just got a piece of silver we need to finish the job. Someday he'll wake and notice he's not dead, yeah. Kind of sucks, or kind of good feeling actually, you know. You wake up, you realize you're not dead, and Percy, Gris, Moger, all my favorites are here. Luden. Yeah. 35. We are pushing through today. Items. 1 armor per turn. Bloodshed coins. 1 will per kill. I don't think that's gonna be necessary. Yeah, thank you, Ryan J. Carney. Thanks for dropping by, yes. Have a good day. I guess this is going to be the last battle, huh? We definitely want Ivor in the party. Hope he's not going to be injured by the time it's time to fight Hakon. Of course we want Hakon. He's a beast. Moger is also pretty good, even though it's only level 3. Shit, look at all these Varl. Rook and Let. I have to look at this. 15 defense. Can't promote him further, unfortunately. Ooh. 5 ring necklace, yes. Hakon. Can promote Rook. We can promote Let. Gris. I don't remember Gris. Strong arm. Ooh, yeah, he's pretty good. Dropping in every once in a while, currently playing a beta I'm not supposed to talk about due to NDA. Yeah. Well, then you better not. But that sounds interesting. 14 is very nice stats. And he has returned the favor as well. Maybe he's better than Moger, actually. Well, the Moger has 4 armor break and a hook. Well, we're gonna have to think about that. We'll see when we crafted that arrow. It takes a while, but you finally find someone willing to craft an arrow for you. Yeah, that's a big task. He eyes you suspiciously when you show him the silver, but shakes his head and gets started. Let watches, the smith's fire reflecting in her distant stare. I hope they dropped the NDA to some extent. This game is so lovely, yeah. Sounds cool. Alette. I talked with Eyvind a long time while you were gone. He told me a lot about Juno. Is she really as powerful as he said? It certainly seems that way. That might be the most luck we've had so far. Dad, I think I know what's going to happen now. An arrow? She's going to make you shoot Bellower, isn't she? I don't know for sure. Come on, who else is going to do it? Ivor? Alette, I know where this is going. You're afraid of me dying. This isn't like before. We can't run this time. That's not what I... Let me do it. That's not an option. What do you do when Bellower comes straight for the person holding the only thing that can destroy him? Let me speak. Everything's changed. Skoger feels so long ago. I'm not asking because I'm afraid of losing you. I'm not afraid of anything anymore. Let me do it because I know I'm a better shot. I have a better chance of puncturing his armor. We only have one shot. I'm not a child anymore. I'm not just some girl. I'm your daughter. I can do this, for once. Let me decide what happens to me. Am I going to screw up and miss? She can hit the target. Yes, absolutely. But you can hear the ominous background music. Whoever shoots this arrow is going to die for sure. I'm sorry, Alette. No. She stares into the firelight. Wait for the tears to come to her eyes, but they never do. Just promise. Promise we'll be together. You sit by her side silently until the smith finishes his work. Yep, that's the way it's gonna be. I think Rook knows exactly what's gonna happen. I don't think he would let Alette take that shot. Question is if he's even gonna let her in the party, but would be pretty nasty not to do that, right? Oh, Gris, Gunnolf, we want you. Gris or Moger? Ivor. Feels like everyone's gonna die here. We're gonna use our points to promote, I guess, but who are we gonna promote? Rook or Alette? Well, we just chose Rook to be the guy who's going to take the shot, so let's upgrade you, Rook. We're gonna need those points. This is such a doomed venture. Man, I think Gris should do this. 14-14. Even though he doesn't have the armor break, it's a bit more versatile than Moger. Can't promote you, sorry, we don't have the points. What's Moger's special ability? It's just the same. Man. Yeah, this is gonna be it, I think. There he is. Juno is in the middle of an animated debate as you approach, the arrow in your hand. There is little time left. Bellower knows we're here. Whether he is waiting for more of his forces to arrive or simply wants to starve us out first, I cannot tell. But he will not expect a direct attack. Is this a joke? How are we going to do that? I will take a handful of warriors to face him. I can keep a small group hidden from sight. The rest of you will lead the charge from here. With luck, Bellower will send his armies away from himself to meet you. What about the ravens? They may protest. They will not. I've arranged a task for them. Even if you make it to Bellower, what chance is there of defeating him? We saw what happened at Einartoft. That thing can't be killed. Juno shows them the arrow you had forged from the godstone silver. This will make him bleed like the rest of us. Once he is pierced, he will be vulnerable. She looks you in the eyes. We only have one. Do not miss. And bring only those you absolutely need. It will take all my concentration to keep the other dredge from swallowing us up. I cannot join in battle. And if we kill Bellower, then what? The dredge will just wander away? That is my belief, yes. I can't say for certain. This is a doomed plan. Help us hold out here until the ships are finished. And then what? Bellower will hound our every step all the way to Arborang, where I'm certain more sunder await. Now is the time to speak to loved ones, and the memory of any gods that pleases you. Rest. In the morning we slay asunder. Nice. Crap. Yeah, I think I have Bellower. Nice. Let's do it. Wish me luck. The silence is what you remember. You rise in silence and walk through empty streets. Upon the wall, two armies stand quietly watching each other. Your footsteps echo on the wooden floorboards as you approach Juno. She breaks the silence. It's time, Juno says. Gather your allies. Today one thing will end, another will begin, and our actions will decide on which side we stand. Oh, Ivor's still injured. Do we want to bring Alette? Maybe we have to bring her. Yeah, we have to bring her. Would have been bad form not to bring her also. Let's do this. Need some coffee for this. Oh crap. First I thought these guys were involved in the battle, but fortunately they were not. Still your fear. Listen, I will try to guide you. Yes. You better do that. Which? You better do that. Alright, so 2020. So 2, 3 slingers. Silver arrow, pierce bellower. Only possible when chance to hit is 100%. Nice. Let's do it. Oh, he moves first. Nice. But he still can't move up to us. Does he have? Quake and Despair. Stuns one target for a turn and pushes all other enemies back 3 spaces. Sounds lame. Considering actually waiting for him to attack us. I think we'll do that. Rest. He's gonna get stuck out. Oh shit. Are you kidding me? That's pretty lame. So who got stunned? Guess we're stunned. They can do that every turn. Super lame. In that case, we're gonna have to take these dudes on. Quicker than we intended first. Didn't see what she was screaming there. Probably very important. Yeah, damn you, little slinger. So we got to reduce his armor. Stun, skipping turn. We're the guy who has the armor, or the arrow. Let could run up and shoot him. Clear these dudes out. Yeah, doesn't seem to be. Can probably do it with on the other side of the armor. Arrow cannot be used until his armor is broken. Yeah, thanks, lady. I think I understood that. Let's break you down a bit. And since he seems to regenerate every turn, we probably have to break him down during one turn, and then, yeah. Stupid slinger. No exertion for one turn. Hopefully he can't, he isn't going to run up and kill Ivor now. He might. But I don't know what else we can do. We have to... Oh, shit. Yeah, sure. Damn you. Keep the archer safe, yeah, thanks. So helpful today. Can't wait for this, we have to do it quickly. 20 armor. Yeah. I guess nothing really matters except for breaking him down, huh? He moves after left. Well, I'm thinking we can do it before we enter pillage mode, but we have to get a nice flank on it. We have to clear these dudes out. Of course. Can he move through? No, he can't. Now it's a Let's turn, and she can kill him, which will let him act. Doesn't matter to us. We kill him. If we kill the big dude, maybe he's gonna... yeah. If we kill the small dude, he can also come through. Damn. Have to run up. Don't have much choice, we have to get rid of all this. Oh. Clear the path. So we have to decide what turn we're gonna do this on. Do we run up now? Could get into range, I think. Chris can also get into range. But I don't think Gunnulf will be in range. We could run up here and we could armor break him for 3. Grisk would get to him, but Gunnulf won't be able to. Gunnulf is the most important. actually know. I only have to armor break him. Here's his turn, right after Gunnulf, right before... Shit, it's the worst possible turn order, I think. Because he's gonna regenerate his armor on his turn and then Rook has to shoot him. That's not even possible, is it? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he doesn't regenerate every turn. I bet he does. So we have to change the turn order maybe. By killing people. This is not gonna be very easy. We'll see. I'm not sure how it works yet. Okay, he goes there. Attacks. So, this is our first chance to get in his face. Could block him here. We have to do that. Should have had a provoker here, but fast salt disappeared. It's not gonna go very well. 4 armor break. Let's see what happens. Uh-oh. If I run up now, I can only do 2 armor break to him for 14 points. He's probably gonna regenerate. Deal 11 damage to Gunnulf. Yeah, we don't have a choice, we have to do this. As far as I can see. If I do Tempest, normal strength damage to adjacent enemies. That sucks. Smash him instead. Okay, let's see what he does. Oh yeah, hack on. Asshole. Yeah, then he regenerates. Crap. So it's very bad, very bad. Now I wish I had the war leader who could change the order of battle here, but I can't. So I have to focus on these other enemies. The turn order has screwed us. I do believe. How are we possibly going to get this armor down during one turn? Just not gonna happen. So screwed. Oh, nice. So, I only have Hakon and Gris, and they can't get his armor down. I think Hakon could get it down to 15, and Gris could get it down to... theoretically, he could get it down to 11. It'd be just lacking. We still don't get to move until here, so yeah. Crap. Screwed. Shut up, lady. 11 armor. Oh, wait, now he can run up. No, I can't. 5 damage. You're gonna have to kill. Kill. Bye-bye, Hakon. Okay. So how is the turn order now? Gris, Gunnulf, and then... Sad thing is, I think that his silver arrow is bugged anyways, really. Now you tell me. Should we one-shot these dudes? I think I could do that. Well, we'll see. Oh yeah. Clockwise, right? Pillage mode at least. Bastard. Okay. But we are in the so wrong turn order. How are we supposed to get a shot that just regenerates before we get a move? We're not gonna be able to do it. Yeah, doesn't look Mark Prey, you're right. He doesn't even have the silver arrow. What the hell, game developers? They've been very, very insistent to force some special choices on you, like, for example, you have to enter that town that we didn't enter and so on, and then they just assume that you do it that way for the rest of the game. So if you do differently, you have to live with strange dialogue. Steal your courage. Yes, I'm stealing my courage right now, but it's not really gonna help us since he's gonna regenerate just before rook, right? Two armor break, awesome. Well, who cares? Oh, he's stunned, so he's skipping his turn as well. Nice. Yeah, we're probably gonna have to redo it. Yeah, see, he's just regenerating. Keep Bellower weakened, his strength will return. Yeah, every turn, right before the guy who has the silver arrow can shoot. Man. What are we gonna do? Run up and mark prey and... seriously. One armor break, awesome. We can't even make it there because apparently he's so slow. Ooh, okay, he doesn't regenerate full. I see. Dad, no! As the holder of the silver arrow falls, so does any hope of defeating Bellower. Yeah, right. Whatever. Turn to the last checkpoint, I guess. Let's see if we've made that choice already. Or not. Guess we have. So does that mean that we can't use that ability? Is it supposed to show up immediately? Or is it only when you can use it that it shows up? Because that makes me think it's bugged then. That would be a problem for sure. What to do in that case? The bug fixes itself by reloading, okay. So if I go into the battle now, it should be okay. It looked like it only regenerated around 6 armor in one turn, by the way, so maybe we can do it. We might actually need Mogre. He has a lot more armor break. No, not Bercy. Griff. Basically we had a bug that seems to prevent Rook's special skill is supposed to be replaced by the silver arrow, but it didn't replace it. So there was no way to win that battle, which kind of made it a bit pointless. So we're gonna try to see if that bug has fixed itself by reloading, and if it has, we should be able to do it. But man, we should put Rook in the end of the turn, I guess. Is there any other dude who has high armor break? Yeah. Kind of lame. Let's see if it works. Otherwise I'm gonna rage. Army standing quietly. Watching each other, yes. And it's on. Please, Rook. Looks here, you can see silver arrow. There it looks perfectly fine. So how are we going to get... Basically have to enter pillage phase. Well, I'm not so sure. I kind of gave up trying after that, so... But yeah, it wasn't looking good, for sure. I got kind of screwed by the turn order, I feel. But we'll see. The question is if he uses that ability over and over again. We'll probably just we'll wait for them to come to us this time and see. Always goes for guy with the silver arrow, I guess. You're not gonna make it, I think. Oh yeah, now we should check if Rook has... Be quick, yeah, shut up. Right. Who moves? He moves. Yeah, that's okay. So, let's see. Wait. He can move up to there. In that case. Gonna rest. She doesn't have almost any armor break. Probably save that willpower for breaking his armor, but okay. Here they come. We're boxed in. Have we seen Rook? Oh yeah, we skipped his turn, so we still don't know if he has it or not. Okay. does he do now? He moves. Keep the archer safe. Yeah, can you please get your stupid dialogue bubble out of my face? Thanks. One-shot him, and then we're gonna get one-shotted by that dude. Nice block of Hakon, by the way. How far can you walk? All the way. Maybe not. Ouch. Right, so do we have the arrow? Yes, now we actually have it at least. I have to make a phone call really quick. So, in the middle of the tension. Awesome. But I'll be right back. So now it's getting really high tension here because I only have like 30 minutes to do this. We're gonna give it one shot, but then we're gonna have to call it a day. Let's see if we can do it. That dude. It's not gonna be easy for sure. Need our willpower, I think. 90% is not enough. Okay, let's do like this. At least we have Mogre. He's one of our best armor breaking guys. He's kind of unmolested here on the flank. Sneak up. What happens if we move Ivor over here? He'll attack us for... it's okay if he attacks Ivor. 3 points. Can live with that. To start putting a hurt on those dudes over there. Oh man, I'm just gonna wing it because I don't have time. Let's see. 6 damage. Kind of sucks, we need to preserve that actually. Okay. Nice. We'll see. I'm just winging it. Okay. He must not move and kill Rook. That's the most important thing. Rook has to move. You have to move, sir. How far? There. There we have to move. Oh, shit. There. Here goes the summon. I guess this is kind of our chance to start putting some hurt on this dude. Eight armor break, go on. Three armor break, we can increase. Oh shit, he can't use exertion. Damn you. Smart monster. 3 armor break. Ouch. Gunelf. So now he has 15. How much can we reduce him to? Gunelf, you can get him down to 11. And the Let should be able to do 1, so yeah, maybe. Right, you can do that, right? Darling. 10, yeah. Should be fine, right? We haven't checked. That's a pretty decent range. Should be fine. Oh shit, I thought the battle would be over then. Oh! I kinda knew that would happen. No surprise. Ooh, ouch. No, Dad, please help him. He looks a bit crushed. Finish Bellower now. Oh my god, another round. Are you serious? Oh, what? Stone Singer as well, man. I don't have time for this game. $18 attack. I'm so tired, so I can't even think straight, you know. What the heck am I doing? Let's put him over here. Armor breaker over... that's not the armor breaker. No. Yeah, at least the rest of the dudes are on full health, but the problem right now is time. Man, I have to play this quick. So we run up and smack you, I guess. You're gonna... He moves there, he moves there. Okay. That's fine. Take that loving 6 armor break that I'm gonna give you. You're gonna move up. He lashes out for every blow he takes. What does that mean? Be more precise, which? Oh crap, Stone Singer, I can't even start thinking about that. 8 damage. Actually, let's pounce on this dude. Stupid exploding rocks. I guess every time he takes strength damage he will attack whomever dealt it. Yeah, maybe. That sucks. So who is next? He is, and then Stone Singer. I mean, wow. Gonna have to stand next to this exploding bomb because there's precious little other things I can do. He'll do 7 damage to me, by the way. And there we go. Nice. 8 damage, sorry. End this now, yeah. Trying, lady. So we kill him and let Gunolf reach him from the side, yeah. Sounds like a good idea. And he makes him explode now, and it makes me pissed off. Okay, 1 damage. Hakon is kind of screwed. But at least we can start breaking down the armor here. And I hope he doesn't regenerate, because I'm gonna... Okay. Gunolf Time to start doing that damage. How much damage can we do? 6 damage. Bad. Still 15 though. Probably pushed me too far. Wow, every time, are you kidding me? Stun skipping turn. Bastard. Stone Singer is gonna react. 4 armor break. Don't do it. Oh yeah, he does. He does. He did it. 2 armor break or 1 damage, 1 damage. Ooh, he regenerates strength with a beast. Yeah, I don't have time to think about this battle at all. I'm just gonna have to come back and do it again. Yep, regenerating that health. Okay. We can't get there now. Stone Singer. Or maybe it was the Stone Singer who did that. Yeah. To attack. Could break down his armor even more. I got 2 exertion, so I can do 4 damage, which gives him 14 attack. Maybe. Yeah, not gonna work, but hey. Gets another turn there. 1 shot select, nice. We could run up and do some serious armor damage at least. We are in pillage mode, that's never a good sign. Ivor, you're gonna have to do this. Even more armor now. Stupidly enough. 8 damage. One-handed, Ivor's gonna do this. Ooh. I only have 1 exertion now. Oh, he has 12 attack. Damn you. What? Why did he get an extra turn? Oh yeah, they're in pillage mode. Ah. Well, shit, you know what? I can at least kill him, right? That's the point of this battle, isn't it? And you're supposed to run away. Whew! Ivor the boss. Oh, man. Shit, you know, that dumb slinger, yeah, I know, the computer does such stupid things sometimes. Ah, man, okay, I had such a time limit, so I just couldn't think about anything. So let's see. Damn it, Rook, not you too. Dad, get up. Help me, where are the menders? Hiding. Hush, child, look at me. It's been too long. Put up your hood, you are alive and we must go. And I really mean that, we must go. You're only barely aware of the surrounding chaos as Dredge flee from Varl warriors who push their advantage. Let become someone else today. There is time to be Let another day. I will carry your father back to the city. He will be honored properly, I promise you that. Come now. Whew. Down to the wire. Down to the wire. Both on time and on hit points. Juno was right. With Belor fallen, the Dredge flee the field of battle. You return to Borisgard, but have almost no memory of doing so, aside from the image of your father's still body being carried in Ivor's arms. I thought we were done now. So, we should have the time we need to finish the ships. I think you're right. The Dredge don't seem interested in us anymore. Since Belor fell, they've been going their own way. The Ravens have been keeping the docks clear. Juno's talking to them about something now. When those longships are ready, we'll be able to sail all the way to Arborang. With luck, before the darkness shows up there. How far south has it spread? I couldn't say. Hopefully not far. We'll get the prince back to his home, and Hakon has already decided to come with us. There's not much else to go back to. To look up as you approach. Alette, it's nearly time. Soon we'll be ready to leave Borisgard, find somewhere safe. One ship is done already at the docks. I had it prepared it for Rook. I don't think I can do this. Come, Alette, it's time to honor your father. Yep, it's been a great stream, everyone. Thanks for dropping by today. It went a lot longer than I imagined it could ever do, but it's been worth it. It's a really nice game. Well, it was only fitting. He wouldn't let his daughter get hurt. He's not that kind of person. Yep, as down to the wire as you can come. I'm pretty satisfied. So once again, thanks for joining me for the Banner Saga. I will be continuing to play Dark Souls. That will be on Tuesday. Fortunately, I cannot stream on Monday as I normally do. But yeah, have a great weekend, guys. Hope you get some of your own gaming in. I will be taking it easy. I've had quite a lot of gaming this week. So yeah, this is going to be it for me today. I'm gonna leave you off with this credits here. So have a great weekend. I'll see you next week. Have a good one. This is JSP Games signing off for today. So I'm impressed you're still watching this, but I'm cutting the stream now because I have to leave the house. So once again, have a great weekend. If you want to watch the complete credits, you can do it on my YouTube channel. So have a good one. See you.